The promotion is only step one. So, you just became a supervisor. Maybe you were promoted through an internal job posting inside your organization. Maybe you joined a new company in a leadership role. Or maybe your manager looked at your performance and said, "It's time for you to lead a team." First of all, congratulations. Getting into a supervisory role is not easy. It means someone saw potential in you. It means your efforts, discipline, and performance were noticed. And it means you crossed the first major milestone in leadership. But here is something every new supervisor must understand. The promotion was the easy part. The real challenge starts now. Because from this point forward, your success will not be measured only by your work. It will be measured by your team's work. And managing a team is a skill that very few people truly master. Understanding what your team is feeling before you jump into action plans, meetings, and changes. You need to understand something very important. Your team is also processing this change. When a new supervisor arrives, the team does not immediately think, "Great, our problems are solved." In reality, the team is asking several questions internally. Who is this person? Will they understand our work? Will they support us? Will they make our lives harder? And sometimes, there is an even deeper emotional layer. Someone in the team may have expected that promotion. Maybe they were experienced. Maybe they believed they deserved the role. Maybe they had even told others that they were next in line. And now, you are their supervisor. That situation can create silent resistance, not open conflict, but subtle behaviors. Less cooperation, less enthusiasm, less trust. This is why the first responsibility of a new supervisor is not authority. It is awareness. Understand the emotional landscape of your team, because leadership is not just about tasks and targets. It is also about people and perceptions. The biggest mistake new supervisors make. Now here is the mistake many new supervisors make. They try to prove themselves immediately. They walk in with energy and say things like, "We need to change this. We should improve that. From now on, we will do things differently." While the intention is good, the impact can be damaging. Because the team may hear something very different. They hear, "The way you were working before was wrong." And when people feel their work is being dismissed, they stop supporting the leader, even if the leader is correct. So the first rule of entering a new supervisory role is simple. Observe before you change. Step 1. Take time to observe. For the first few weeks, your job is not to fix everything. Your job is to understand everything. Understand the workflows. Understand the strengths of the team. Understand the unwritten rules of the department. Understand the pressure points and frustrations. Every team has history. Every team has dynamics. Every team has invisible agreements about how things get done. If you start changing systems before understanding them, you risk breaking something that was actually working. Think of your first weeks like a diagnosis phase. A good doctor does not prescribe treatment in the first 2 minutes. They observe. They ask questions. They gather context. Leadership works the same way. Step 2. Connect individually with each team member. Once you start observing, the next step is simple but powerful. Speak with each team member individually, not as a boss, but as a listener. Ask questions like, "What part of the job do you enjoy the most? What challenges slow you down? If you could improve one process in the team, what would it be?" These conversations serve 3 powerful purposes. First, you gain insight into the team. Second, you show the team that their voice matters. And third, you begin building something extremely valuable: trust. Trust is the real currency of leadership. Without trust, authority feels like pressure. With trust, even difficult decisions gain acceptance. Step 3. Avoid rapid changes. When leaders take charge, there is often pressure to show results quickly. But fast change without trust can create resistance. Instead of making 10 changes immediately, focus on 1 or 2 meaningful improvements. Choose changes that clearly benefit the team, not changes that simply demonstrate your authority. For example, removing unnecessary reporting, improving communication, simplifying a complicated process. When the team sees improvements that make their work easier, they begin to view you differently, not as someone imposing change, but as someone helping the team succeed. Step 4. Earn trust through consistency. Trust is not built through speeches. Trust is built through consistent behavior. If you promise support, follow through. If you commit to solving a problem, revisit it. If someone shares feedback, acknowledge it. People observe leaders closely during the first few months. They ask themselves one silent question: is this leader someone I can rely on? Your consistency will answer that question better than any motivational talk. Step 5. Create your personal 90-day plan. One of the best tools for new supervisors is a 90-day leadership plan. Not for the team, for yourself. Divide the first 3 months into 3 phases. Month 1. Focus on observation and relationship building. Learn the work. Learn the people. Understand the team culture. Month 2. Identify small improvements. Start solving manageable problems. Build credibility through action. Month 3. Begin shaping longer-term direction. Clarify expectations. Strengthen team collaboration. Introduce improvements with team involvement. This structured approach prevents you from rushing decisions and ensures you build leadership on a strong foundation. Final thoughts: authority versus influence. At the end of the day, every supervisor faces a choice. You can rely purely on authority. Your title gives you the right to assign work, to demand results, to enforce compliance. And yes, that approach can produce short-term outcomes. But over time, authority without trust creates distance. Distance reduces engagement. And disengaged teams do only the minimum required work. The alternative path is harder, but far more powerful. Win your team. Invest time in understanding them. Support their growth. Recognize their efforts. And create an environment where people feel respected. Because when a team truly believes in their leader, something remarkable happens. They stop working because they have to. And they start working because they want to. And a team that is motivated and united is capable of achieving far more than any individual leader. In fact, when a team truly trusts its leader, they will go to war for that leader. And that is the real power of leadership. The promotion gave you the title, but the next 90 days will determine whether you truly become the leader your team chooses to follow.